What's up, everybody? I was actually feeling something as I was coming on to make this video because I know that it's going to trigger people. It's going to make some people upset, and sometimes that is what we have to do when we are here to do good stuff, right? Hey, Aurora. If you're on here, say hello. Hi, Christian. Sometimes you got to come out with the unpopular truths, right? The things that will upset some people, but you know it's for the benefit of the greater good, right? So that's the uncomfortable work. That's the warrior work sometimes. And today that's what I have to do because I've been getting these messages lately, divine messages, and that's kind of what I went away to receive. Hi, Janya. I went away to receive this information that was coming through. And, I've just been kind of fed up with the coaching community for a while. Why? I'm a coach, right? But I always have people that call me and they say, clients of mine, they don't like coaches. They don't like the term life coaches. Why? Because so many have put such an icky feeling out into the world because there's too many people that are coaching that are more worried about sales, the sales scripts, the sales call, how to do all of these things to do with making money, but not enough worried about how to help someone heal and to guide them into the depths of their being to look for the root of their problems, right? And all of these things, these terms I'm using lightly. Thank you. No, it's not. I don't even know what it is. I got it at like H&M a while ago. But here's the deal, is the reason why I feel really called to do this is because I know that there are so many women and men who really are called to do this work. Like for me, it's not a choice. It's actually a calling. Like I literally tried to quit doing this and go to have a job because it was really hard to grow my business at first. And then when I went to go try to do the work, this job, I realized, no, this is a calling. I can't stop doing this. This is what I'm here to do. So then I went full surrender and just did whatever I had to do it. But what I've learned in the meantime is people that were preying on me and my insecurities and my fears and my want to make more money. And what I heard was a lot of money shaming, a lot of unconscious crap coming from so-called spiritual leaders and conscious leaders and whatever. And it's bullshit. I'm just going to say it like that. Let's just be really real. It's bullshit. And there shouldn't be so much shaming and bullying in the online world. And if someone doesn't want to work with you or they don't have the money, that's just where they are in life right now. Should we shame them or bully them? No. It's just they're not people for you. Do you really want to work with them anyway right now? Probably not. Here's what I get annoyed with when people are constantly reaching out to me via Messenger and they're like, I want to work with you. Oh, no, I don't want to work with you. I want to work with you. And I'm just like, come back when you're really ready because right now this is like a relationship that someone that doesn't want to be committed, right? But that being said, think about this. Why in the coaching community right now do we have so many people who are always pushing, how can you make more money? How can you get better numbers? But I don't see anyone pushing, how can you have a deeper connection with your client? How can you take your client further into themselves? How can you promote greater healings? But here's the thing. Here's the thing that's unpopular, is that you got to do the work first. You can't take someone to places where you're not willing to go. And trust me, I've had clients that come into my world and they leave because they're not willing to do the work because it's not comfortable to do some of the work. But I'll tell you that you can only take someone into places where you are willing to go yourself. You will be a mediocre coach doing surface healing until you learn to do that yourself. So there's no mistake that you can make a lot of money in this industry, right? And I'll tell you, my business popped really just like 3-4 months ago. Well, now it's March, so like four months ago. It was like a huge financial shift. It was crazy. It was beautiful, but I'll tell you what happened when the shift happened. It was when I let go of the money part and focused purely on service and how I'm really serving the women that are coming into my life. And I had to really dive into where have I done the most work? Where did I need someone to come into my life and support me through these spaces? When I let go of the how do I make, $20,000, how do I make $30,000 a month? When I let go of that, I actually had my first $10,000 week, and I was like, holy crap. But it was so funny because I let go of the financial part of it. I focused purely on the people I was helping and how I was helping them. So here's my thing. In a world, in an online world where people are being basically preyed on, right? Like we have this ability where there's people who need us, right? There's people that need us. Why? Because they're seeking someone that can take them through to their truths. Because here's the thing, our mind is a very great protector. Our mind, since we were young, has been teaching us to avoid and to stay safe, right? Something hurts. You don't want to go near what hurts. Oftentimes, the very things that are hurting us are the things that we're avoiding. Our mind has taught us to avoid it. And that's really why things like ayahuasca are very helpful. Not that I'm saying that you should do it, but I'm saying that things like that are very helpful because it takes you to the places where your mind is unwilling to go on its own. That's the same thing what a good coach will do for you, is to take you to those places that you have been protecting yourself from so you can be very honest and you learn that you already have the answers. I don't know the best strategy for you. I can give you ideas, but like, I don't know because I'm not you. I'm not the divine intelligence that already has loaded you with the information that you need to go to where you need to go. So rather than me telling you that I can give you all that, I can't. And I think that there's this new era of coaches and like really I'm being called to lead these kind of women. And it's already been showing up in my programs recently. I'm working with mostly coaches. I'd say my I Am Intensive, the 10-week intensive that's running right now, I think it's about 80% of the women in there are coaches of some sort. And what I found is like with them, they've been inundated with all of these like business strategies and ideas and like they feel like they need all these modules and all these things to have a successful business when they're missing the truth. Beyond marketing strategies and all these things, the first thing you need to do is be able to connect with people and actually give a damn. Like really care about them. Do you really know how to hold the space for another being while they are trying to unleash their truth? Can you guide them to being that courageous, that vulnerable, and that self-honoring, right? And you really can't unless you've done it yourself. But some people want to do all the shortcuts, right? I just want someone to build my funnel for me because I want to have more clients. I want someone that's going to teach me the best scripts so that when I get on the phone with someone, I can sell them. It's not about you influencing these people on a sales call. If you show up and share from your heart and you really are focused on them and not you, you will make good money. You will have the kind of money you want. You'll be guided to it. You'll be connected to it. I get surprised with the people that reach out to me on Facebook. Sometimes I didn't even know they were in my Facebook world and that like they don't comment on my videos. They're not like reaching out to me. And all of a sudden they reach out and they're like, I want to work with you. I want to get into this program or that program. And that's how you know that you're showing up from a place that like people don't need to get on a call with you and talk to you for, 3 30-minute calls to see if they trust you because you're already showing up and sharing from that place. But it takes you unleashing yourself, taking off your mask, and showing people who you really are and why you are doing this work. That's conscious leadership. It's coming from your true self. Not saying that you're authentic, but meanwhile, you haven't even done any of that work. Like, what is your daily work even look like? So it's not to knock anyone else. It's just that I'm tired of people coming to me that have already spent thousands and thousands of dollars and have not gotten results because they're dealing with this surface stuff. And people that they're working with, the coaches, are more concerned with the sales process. So once they get them in and they're like, hey, I have this really shiny funnel. I have the best photographs and I have worked really hard on having this sales script. I'm going to sell you, but when you get into my program, I'm barely going to teach you shit because it's mostly modules with information that you probably already read in Abraham Hicks' book. So, do you see what I'm saying? There's a level of integrity that we need to have in stepping up our own game, stepping up our own value, and you have to commit to doing the work yourself. The uncomfortable work. How often, if you're a coach or a healer or a practitioner of any sort, how often are you practicing all the things that you tell to other people, right? I want to know, and you don't have to share it with me, but like I'm asking because it's an invitation to go deeper into your own truth because there are so many people suffering right now. There's so many people suffering. Not only that, there are women that have incredible gifts, but yet feel like they're not good enough or not ready to show up and share with other women, because the way that the online community is, it's bullyish and there's all this like negative energy. Meanwhile, people are calling themselves, soulful coaches and conscious coaches, and it's like you're petty as hell and being rude to people. So there's two things. There's the point of view from a client or someone that wants a coach. You have to do your due diligence. Watch this person and think about how they act. Just in general, notice the comments they make to people. Notice what they're saying to people. Are they actually as nice as they say they are? Are they really kind? Are they really practicing these things? And from a coach's perspective, yeah, we have to do the work. We have to do the work. Paige, yes, it's a civic duty to do this work. You need to be doing the damn work. It's not a nice to have, but it's a required. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. Like, there's people that are depending on us, and they're vulnerable. These are vulnerable people that are depending on us. If you don't know, and if you're not doing the work, that's when you're being called to go deeper. And if you're questioning whether you're good enough, you are good enough. If you've been called to do this work, it's not by accident. But I'll tell you, just because you think you give good advice, that doesn't mean that you should be a coach. You have to be going deeper. It's beyond advice. I'm not giving anyone advice. What I'm doing is guiding them into themselves. I don't have an answer for you. What I do have for you is I know the tools and strategies that are soul strategies. How can you go into that pain? And I'm going to support you and hold the space for you, because I know that shit hurts. I know it hurts. It actually it's very painful to step into your power, because we've been taught to not step into it for so long. You've been taught that you should be humble. You've been taught that don't kind of make waves. You don't want to make people uncomfortable, right? You don't want people to think that you're too good. You don't want people to think that you're better than them. I hold the space for that. I hold the space for you to unleash that, because you need somebody that has your back, because guess what? A lot of your people won't. A lot of your people won't, because they're not ready for it. It's not that they don't believe in you or love you. Just your average person is not ready for that. You have to work with people who are ready to hold a space for that kind of feeling, because that's the warrior work. Is just saying that nothing in my life that I've believed is really real. It's been a big illusion. I believed a lot of things that are false, and that is freaking freaky sometimes, right? This work requires us to do deep work, levels deeper than self-care. Yes. Sometimes self-care is looking at your pain and really looking for the blessings in it and playing with the pain, sitting in the pain, right? It's not about spiritual bypassing and let's just do mantras and affirmations. That's not the work that I do. And that's why I'm working with coaches now specifically, because I want to teach coaches to go into this space. We have a duty. You want to be a coach? Cool, be a coach. But do not say that you're a coach when you're unwilling to do the work. And do not say you're a coach if you just want to money shame people and say, well, you're not willing to it's not about the money, and you're not willing to spend the money, then you're not shit. These people have big money, fear, scarcity blocks. You can't speak to people like that. Don't do that. Just call in the people that do have the money and are ready to work with you. Don't go shaming everyone else. So, yes, you have to sit in it. So what I realized when I was writing my memoir, which was incredibly painful, and I saved the most painful, the murder and the icky stuff for the very last of it, right? So what people don't know about me is I actually used to transport a bunch of cocaine, and I have a really crazy life. My life was Breaking Bad mixed in with domestic violence and spiritual awakening, right? So it's a very interesting story. And it's not one that I ever thought would lead me to where I am now, but there was a lot of divine interventions that led me here. But what it taught me was that when I was writing my book, I thought about, and I looked at each shift, and some of the stuff I just kind of breezed through as my life was happening. I was just trying to survive. But when I look back at what happened, I noticed the one thing about me that led me to all of this is I was willing to do whatever it took. And whatever it took, Jenny, I do private sessions. Message me. And this is really my call to other leaders that really want to step up their consciousness work, their leadership, and to really fully own all of their stuff and really extract the gifts from it and work on the courage of unleashing it into the world, because I just had to do that with all of my crap, right? With all of my so-called crap is what also is giving me the range of emotional spectrum that I can actually hold the space for people through all their stuff. because I've already seen it. I've already felt it. I've already known what it's like to feel like you're nothing and nobody, and to know and to see like, wow, like myself in this really abused small self, and now the person I am today. But it's not all me. There's spirit here, right? There's something, the part of me that is like the great I am, which we all have, but we're oftentimes disconnected from. As a conscious leader, we need to lead from that place. Yeah, there's people that piss me off. There's people that write me on Facebook. You should see the messages I get. You should see the things that people have the nerve to say to me. But you know what? Rather than me getting mad and getting petty with them, I'm just like, I'm a high-level leader. I'm here to raise consciousness of the entire globe. I can't get petty right now. So I do the work I need to do within myself. I forgive them, bless them, and forgive myself for whatever it triggers. And then I move on. But I've been seeing all sorts of like really high level leaders that I feel are making really great money, and they're angry. We can't lead from anger. We can't lead from pettiness. We can't lead from these places. We need to like let the mean girl stuff go and really lead from an unconditional love space. Unconditional love doesn't mean you're going to take everybody's bullshit. What it means is like, I'm willing to recognize the divine in you no matter what. Doesn't mean I'm always going to let you close to me. Doesn't mean that I'm going to work with everybody. But it doesn't mean that I don't recognize the divinity in them and know that one day they may fully accept it too, right? So there's just these subtle shifts of consciousness and becoming a higher level leader that have nothing to do with your net worth. Your net worth will rise and fall with your understanding of these things. So will your fulfillment, so will your purpose, and so will your connection so will the connection that you have with Source. It's just the way that it works. So I have something that I'm letting out and unleashing. It's going to be out and announced, but I'm calling in 6 women to work with me on this level. 6 women that are working with other women. I want to work with people that are working with other women because I want to teach them this way. I want to, it's not taking away what they have. It's nurturing what they already have and teaching women to take other people deeper. Because really, I'm not going to teach you about sales calls. I'm going to teach you about worthiness. Right? If you understand that you deserve and are worthy of everything that you want, you think you're going to have a problem on a sales call? Fuck no. You're not going to have a problem on a sales call. You're going to know that you're worthy. You're going to know the gifts that you have to exchange. And other people are going to feel it. You're not going to have to push anything on them. In fact, you should never push anything on anyone. I had a coach ask me once, it was actually a guy, he asked me, he was like, do you mind like doing a session with me? And I want to know your sales process. And I told him, I don't push, and like when people are rejecting, I don't push it on them. I feel into it and I ask them, if money wasn't an issue, would you do this? And if they say yes, then I said, then why wouldn't you do it? Money, you can replenish money. What you can't replenish is the gifts that you're going to get from working with me and what you're going to gift out to other people. That's priceless. Those shifts are things that are priceless. So to think about money, that shouldn't be an issue. But what I don't do is push things on people that don't want it. Because if you don't want to date me, I don't want to date you. If you don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with you. If there's not a divine something happening here, then it's not right. And I let it go. But I do know there's an abundance of other people that are ready to do the work. Right? And I want highly committed people. Women. So if this speaks to you, and if you are a coach, and if you're someone, any sort of practitioner that is looking to just optimize your process, optimize your practice to give greater results so that you have people that are giving you testimonials. You have people that are like, you have changed my life. And you don't have to ever doubt that. It's first begins with you. How courageous are you feeling? How willing are you to be a warrior of self, right? Because we all have these demons and they begin in us, right? The same thing that like I had a thing about coming out and sharing this because I was like, I noticed the resistance to it and I was like, why am I having this resistance? And it's so interesting because I was like, oh, this is going to like make some people, it's going to trigger some people. It's going to trigger some coaches. But then I thought, I'm not here to make friends with other coaches unless they're awesome and we share the same set of moral, like, you know, values and integrity, then fine. Like, let's be friends. We're on the same team. It's a sisterhood. But if you're not in alignment with anything that I've said here, then we probably shouldn't hang out because we don't believe in the same things. The way that I do this work is I believe that I'm always going to have the money that I need. I believe that I was born rich, and I believe that I'm going to have everything that I desire. So that's not a question. My goal in this video on this planet is to help other women recognize their light, their worth, their value, so that they can express their gifts and to live from a place of fulfillment, not to be in a place of like, I don't know why I'm here. And I know that women hire other coaches to do that. So there's a need for us to step out and to fully express this, right? So, Jenny, I've done that for others, but I don't feel it in myself. What was it? I forget where we were there. But reach out to me. So I'm going to have 6 women that I'm going to go on this journey with. And it's 6 women, and here's why. I was thinking of like, how many people can I hold the space for comfortably? And here's the thing with holding the space. This is a whole other video, but what I do in my group programs, the I Am Intensive that's happening now, I've had women with incredible shifts. And like waking up to their worth, waking up to the gifts that they have, the gifts that they've just dismissed as not good enough. They've also recognized that they've been in this world of comparison, of the online world where they're thinking they need all of these things to be great, right? I need this like really high-end strategy. I need to have the perfect online course. You don't need any of that stuff to change someone's life now. First, what you need to work on is just saying that you fully recognize your gifts. And then from that place, you can step out and start changing people's lives. When you start changing people's lives and you're making 6 figures, then start investing in those things. Don't try to skip past it. There's nothing that's going to hide you from doing the real work. Nothing. You're going to sell something, but then what happens when you sell something? Are people going to be pleased with the work that you're doing, or are they going to feel like they barely got any results, right? You want to move from a space of full integrity, and full integrity begins with self. Are you doing the work for yourself? Have you created and shifted these things within yourself? Because when you wake up and go to sleep to doing the work, you will not have to worry about making sales. The sales will come. They're going to come. But you have to leave from that level of consciousness. It's from a quantum mothering. If you're ready for quantum mothering, you're ready to be a coach. Because that's what I tell this to my daughter. I tell this to my clients. It's like, I love my daughter and I'm here for my daughter. I'm here for myself. But like, I also feel that I'm here for women. And that's part of the reason why I had to share my story, even though it was so icky to share and to admit some of these things, because I spent so long hiding them. But I had to, and the reason I had to is because there are other women that need me. And if there's other women that need me, then who the hell am I to be selfish and not share it? So I invite all of the other women who are also kind of keeping themselves like quiet and waiting for the perfect time. You're not guaranteed tomorrow, and there's people that need you now, so why are you waiting? And if you're waiting because you're scared, that is incredibly selfish. There's ways to get unscared, right? And the way to get unscared is to focus more on other people than to focus on you. It's not about you. Here's another thing when it comes to conscious leadership, is that you give your life over to your work. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy my life. I have fun. I remember when I first went on the spiritual path, I was like, oh my God, I can't say a curse word. I can't drink alcohol. I can't do this. I can't laugh at that. I'm not like that now. I love laughing at stuff. I don't take it that seriously. I stopped taking life so seriously. It's not that serious. But here's what is serious, is not taking advantage of other people. We cannot take advantage of other people because it only comes back to us. It doesn't feel good. You will not feel fulfilled. You will not feel totally aligned with your magic and with your divinity if you're taking advantage of other people for money. You won't. You just won't. So you can work on getting all the sales and become a better influencer, but at the end of the day, are you actually in alignment with your highest and best self? And are you sharing from that place of truly wanting to serve other people? If you're not, there's work to be done. And you don't have to judge yourself. It's just, oh, I got caught up in this. I thought this was all about money. I know that money's going to come because I'm an abundant being. But first I have to get tuned into my abundant source, which is serving from my actual gifts. Do I know what my gifts are? Or am I trying to manipulate people by becoming a better salesperson? Right? Because you can be a fantastic salesperson, but a shitty coach. Right? And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They're getting sold. They spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. And then people are calling me like, oh my God, my credit cards are maxed out because I already bought this one coach and it was this much money. but I'm still not making money in my business. And I'm like, wait, you're paying for a business coach now, but you still haven't launched a single program? That's unacceptable. Like, that's unacceptable. My clients are not doing that. That's like unacceptable. You will not come work with me as a coach if you're unwilling to launch things into the world. It doesn't mean that the first thing you launch ever in your career or business is going to be a massive success. More oftentimes than not, it isn't. And that's what you have to do to grow. But for you to be hiring someone and for them to be taking your money and you're not taking action, that's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. That's not conscious leadership, right? So just be mindful. Be mindful. There's a whole consciousness shift that needs to happen. And really it's because I'm learning this the more that I wake up. And I have so much more to go, right? But the more that I wake up, the more I commit to the work, the less I am willing to accept things that do not serve me. The more that I work with other women who are really committed to doing this work with other women, the more I realize the subtle layers of oppression that women feel and face. And, I was actually listening to Louise Hay's Heal Your Life. Again, it's just like one of the audibles I put on because I like her voice. It's calming. And something struck me. She was talking about how hard it was for her to go and to buy a car because she was a woman. And back then, she couldn't just go to the bank and get a car. And it reminded me of like why there's so many women that don't feel like they're worthy of having whatever it is that they deserve. And why when coaches are unconscious about the way that they're shaming women for having these money beliefs, it's mean girl status. Like, so that's why I was going to work with this one coach and I said, nope, not working with her, because I noticed after I went to a silent meditation retreat, I came out of the silence and I was very sensitive to energy, and I realized these subtleties that I thought were like kind of like a boss energy that I liked and the old me identified with, and I realized this is like mean girl energy. There's people that are suffering from these money blocks and their lack of worthiness and their lack of awareness. And there's people that are just shaming them, making them feel like more like shit. Do you think that they really want to share their gifts after that? No. So we have a duty. We have a duty as conscious coaches. If you're a conscious coach and if you're on this journey with me, to really better the lives of other people, to really raise the vibration of other people. If you truly understand the impact that you have on one person's life and the ripple effect that that has, and that you're sending out feelers into the entire planet. You're really doing that. That's how much power you have. Do you recognize that power? Hi, Dave. Hey, Avery. Hey, Shayla. If you really recognize that power, then you just take a moment right now with me and let's just take a deep breath. And promise to become more conscious of the energy that we put out to other people. Let's be conscious of that. We have a duty here. So if you're a woman who wants to really raise your consciousness, upgrade your consciousness, to become more aware of this kind of work, and to really offer it to your clients, then I invite you in. I want to do this work with you. It takes a high level of commitment to your personal unlocking and unfolding, to really recognizing your own divinity. This isn't just about money. The money is going to come. Your income is going to expand because your awareness is expanding. There's no way that your awareness can expand when you're not going to have some sort of expansion in your finances. It's all one piece. It's all one thing. But there's a craving right now, and this is like spirit is telling me this, right? I'm getting the downloads for this. And it happened right after I finished the book, that right now women are needing truth. They're beyond this bullshit of manifesting. Like, they're beyond this basic surface stuff. They don't want just someone that looks pretty and that's going to have beautiful photo shoots to come and sell them on stuff. They want truth. They want to know that, like, they're amazing just the way that they are. They want to reconnect with their power source. They don't want someone to give them all the answers. They want to learn how to find the answers within them. Do you want to be able to give that to your clients? If you want to be able to give that to your clients, this is the work that I'm doing, and this is what I want to teach to other people. I don't want my clients taking surface stuff out there and trying to sell it and just try to make money off of it. That's not what's needed. Hey, Daniel. What's needed is like an upgrade in consciousness, a promise, a commitment to self, a commitment to source. Are you committed to the divinity that is really animating all of us? Are you committed to the work that you've been gifted with? This gift that you've been gifted with, are you committing to it? Or are you just focused on making money? The money is a byproduct. The first focus is service. The first focus is your gift. I go to the beach and I actually recommit myself to my gifts often, because I realize that when I'm stepping away, when I'm doubting, when I'm denying, when I'm feeling like I'm not good enough on any level, that I am denying my gifts. And how could I deny something that's been gifted to me? It's like someone giving you a beautifully wrapped gift and you're like, that's not even good enough. That's not even good enough. How could I ever even be caught dead with this gift? That's what you're doing. But when you recognize that the most beautiful and subtle things about you that you've just taken for granted are actually your gifts, and that you fully commit to them, the more is revealed to you. It's revealed to you. So anyway, I'm inviting in 6 women. 6 women to do this deep one-on-one work with me. It's going to not only unlock you in more ways than you can imagine, but I want you to take this work and gift it to the world. I want you to share it with your clients. I want you to shift your practice. Everything will shift when you shift. Everything begins with us. The revolution always begins within, right? So if it speaks to you, message me. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I'm thinking about you. And I know that on some level, if you're listening to any of my stuff, even if it triggers you, know that the triggers are just messages. And there's like, oh, there's a call to action here. There's a message here, right? So I will talk to all of you soon. I hope to speak to some of you and have some of you in my programs, because it's going to be life-changing. Here's one more thing I want to add, is that so many of the most profound healers, practitioners, teachers that I know don't fully step up and say, hey, I'm great at this. Why? Because we've been taught to like not do that. So we doubt, deny, suppress our gifts, when really this work is just recognizing all of this. So if that's something that speaks to you and you've been feeling like, I know I have something to share, I know that I'm here for a big reason, I know that I'm here to make an incredible impact, I know that I'm here to create waves. If you know that, but you don't know how to do it, or you're unsure about how to extract with so much that you've been giving, how do I find my thing, my secret sauce, my gift to the world? That's the work that this is about too. So it could go many ways, but at the end of this, what we're studying is just truth. This is truth work. And really, people are craving truth right now. That's why the world and our country is going through what it's going through right now, because people are craving truth. So be someone that's committed to truth, right? And first, it's with you. All right, guys, so I'm going to go. Hope to see some of you in the program. Hope to see some of you in my messages. But if not, I will see you soon. Bye.